Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we have a Lenovo laptop. This is a Lenovo Ideapad 3. The exact model for this one is an 15IIL05. And that information can be found in the box or on the bottom sticker or inside the BIOS. And in this video, I'm going to take you on a step-by-step how you can open it up and how you can replace the keyboard. If you have dropped something on top of the keyboard liquid and some keys are not working, in this case, I can see there's some kind of sugar on inside, watery type that they don't click nicely and they don't respond some keys. Just when you press it, it shows the battery percentage. So what we're gonna do in here, I'm gonna take you on a step-by-step how you can open it up and how to replace it. I have my new keyboard here. I'll leave the link for the new keyboard. You can get any layout keyboard. This is a Spanish keyboard. You can get a US keyboard. Just make sure that the keys, this is an L shape. The US keys probably is straight. So if you get a different style keyboard, it's not gonna come through here because the plastic on top, the palm rest, it goes in between the keys. So if you get a different shape, it will not fit through. So you have to have the same shape that you had originally. So you have to get the original keyboard, right? So get the right keyboard for you. I'll leave the link for this model, and I'll try to get the link for the US keyboard. If yours is straight, check that before you purchase it. So we're gonna put this to one side and we're gonna open it up. I'm gonna take over the tool that I'll be using. Everything I use will be linked in the video description in case you want to purchase for yourself. A good screwdriver is a must. I recommend you guys to use this iFix screwdriver set. I purchased myself this basic set. You're going to use a Phillips #1. If you get the Pro set, they will include you with an opening tool, some tweezers, and stuff like that. If not, get the basic set at least. And for the opening tool, I'll be using a metallic guitar pick. And metallic guitar picks are suitable to opening cases and covers. And after that, we are going to be using it for chiseling. I'm going to use this spatula, metallic spatula, and I grind it down and it made a little bit of sharp on the edge so I can cut it. And I will be using a workshop towel to put it right on my palm rest so when I'm trying to chisel out the rivets, with this way it doesn't hurt me. So yeah, with these two on hand, we're going to get it started. You can use an isopropylic alcohol to clean the motherboard. If you have spilled some water on it, you want to clean it up, use that. And we are going to be using a solder iron. This one is a TS100. These are really portable with a USB-C with a 12-volt power and charger. You can plug it in up to 24 volt. They're really handy to have around the house. All right, with all this, let's get into it. First thing first, power off. By replacing the keyboard, you're not going to change any configuration. Everything's going to be left the way that you had it before. On the bottom here, we're going to see a whole bunch of screws. We're going to start removing all the screws. We start from the front end. The front end, these are the short screws, so keep them in separate pile than the rest. So I'm going to finish removing the front end and then remove the rest. And the rest are the same size and height, so keep them in a different pile. Don't forget the one in the middle too. Also, if you guys like my videos, if you find my videos helpful and helping you guys out, you can support the channel by clicking that like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. It helps and motivates me to make more videos, take requests, and answer your questions in the comment area. I appreciate that. All right, once we remove all these screws, you're gonna grab the opening tool, and we always start in the front end of the laptop always, because we know that there's a battery, not much stuff. You're gonna stick the guitar pick in there, and we're gonna twist it. This one is, they dropped it, and they broke the screen a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna do this all around in the front end. Work yourself to the corner. I'm sticking about 1 or 2 millimeters of the guitar pick. I'm not sticking the whole thing in there. So go to the corner back, in here too, corner back. Once you do the sides all the way to the corner back, you don't want to do the back end. Just grab it from front, wiggle it around, lift it up, and it will snap, release the back cover. I can see whatever they dropped in here, I can see all this liquid dried out in here. So we're not doing cleaning, we're just going to replace it. All right, first thing first, what we want to do, we want to disconnect the battery. By removing the battery, we need to remove 3 screws, one in here, and one there, and one in here. They remove the hard drive from here. So if you have a hard drive, you need to remove 1, 2, three, four screws from the caddy. The caddy is something looks like this, but it will be the screw holes will match. So you want to remove the hard drive, lift it up, disconnect it from here, and remove the screws from here. So I only have one screw on this side. They didn't put the screws in this two. So remove this one, this, and that. And now we can lift up the battery, pull it back easily, pull it back softly. So you bring it back in straight down. These cables are really tough. You cannot damage them. Put the battery with the screw so you don't lose it. You don't need to disconnect the battery for the BIOS. Just detach the BIOS from here, leave it on top. I'm going to use my fingernail to lift up this latch right in here, 90 degree. Lift it up 90 degree and pull back the flex cable for the keyboard. Bring it back. I'm going to use a curved tweezer, makes it easy. Lift up this latch from this end upward. This one too, trackpad, and the adapter for the hard drive. This is the trackpad, just slide it back. What else? Lift up the latch for the LCD cable right in here and lift it up, pull it back, and lift it up from the grooves. Remove the cables for the Wi-Fi, just bring them upward towards the ceiling. And remove the Wi-Fi board by removing one screw and pulling it out straight. Remove the SSD if you have any. Pull it back. Now we need to remove the fan. There's one long screws and two short screws. Remove these three screws. And you want to lift up the fan. Oh, this cable, don't pull on this fan cable. What you want to do in here, you want to put the fingers on the side of the jack and wiggle around and pull it backward, and the jack will come loose. Now untangle these cables in here. The Wi-Fi just goes up and down, up, and between the grooves. Put the fan to one side. Untangle this cable all the way from here. Bring it upward, like that. All right. I'm gonna put it on this angle so you guys can see the reflection. It's too much. So let me see what I can put it down here. I'll put this towel here. All right. So what do we want to do in here first? Let's remove this bridge connector, lift up this latch, and pull back the bridge connector in here. A speaker, same thing, put the tweezers on the side, pull the jack out, untangle it. We are gonna remove screws on the motherboard. We can detach it. There's one screw right up by the BIOS battery, one right on this warranty label right in here. Pierce through the warranty label and remove it. And one right at the far back in the mid, and two by the power jack. Right, the power jacks, these are the black screws. Once you have those, you can lift up the motherboard and pull it backward. And we can see, luckily, because of the shielding in here, the water damage didn't reach to the motherboard. So we're gonna put the motherboard in one side. You don't need to disconnect the power heatsink. All right, so we wanna disconnect the hinges, remove one screw, two screws. And on this side, again, two screws. We are gonna lift up the hinges, lift it up, bring it up 90 degree. Same thing in here. I'll use the tweezers. Bring it up 90 degree. Now we can scoop out, lift up the board and scoop it back. So we're gonna put the screen to one side, and down here we got the palm rest and the keyboard right in here. I'll put that one in there. It's pretty reflective. All right, so we're gonna remove this. We need this shielding on top of this plastic. So let me see, how can I remove it? We need it. We do need it. We can see the rivets in here. We can reach them. We don't have to remove it completely. So let's leave it for now. And let's remove the board on this left side. So one screw and lift up the board, comes out with the bridge cable right beside it. Now, what do we need to do here is to remove this back plate cover in here. So let me see if the water reached this part. I can see on this board a little bit, there's a little water damage in there. You can put a alcohol isopropylic and use a toothbrush to clean it off. There we go. All right, now we're gonna get to the fun part. We are gonna break all these rivets in here. I'm gonna put the towel on my palm so it doesn't hurt me. So I'm gonna fast forward this part. We're just gonna grab it like this and we're just gonna cut these rivets, the heads. We're just gonna go all around in the front. Just do as much as can the big ones. Don't go for the small rivets. Just do the ones you can. Once I do the most of them, I'm not gonna do every single one of them. There's a little trick. We don't want to bend the back plate. That's very important to keep it straight. There's a little trick to do it so you don't spend 5 hours trying to cut the rivets head. So once I did a little bit in here, I'm gonna put this spatula underneath. I'm gonna small twist in here, just like this. And you can see the pressure from this. I'm not bending it too much to deform it. I'm just doing tiny bit. And it just, the pressure, it knocks the heads of the rivet heads. I'm sticking all the way in, small twist. I can see this one is not budging. So that means this rivet in the corner is really tough. So I'm not gonna bend it too much. One or to the back. So I'm gonna do those big rivets on the sides, not the ones in the middle. There we go. So I'm gonna try this one in the back. There we go. Put some safety glasses on so you don't want to get these things in your eye. And I need to remove this flex cable here so that it attached to the back plastic. I'm gonna put an alcohol. The alcohol is gonna blend the adhesive so I can detach this bottom part easily. You see how easy that came out? I don't have to rip this part off. I'm using a 99%, 98% alcohol. Don't use anything under that because you can damage any electronics. So unless you put a paper towel here and then spill it, that's fine. You can use a normal alcohol for that. There you go. Going underneath. And there we go. You hear those nice pops right there. There we go. There we go. In the corners in here, you need to knock down these heads right in there. All done. Now I got rivets spilled all over the place. Shake it off. If you see a tiny deformation in some corner, you can bend them back. You just want to have them straight. Doesn't have to be exactly straight. You can grab yourself a little bit of the pliers. See if I can find my flat pliers in here. Here, I have a tiny flat plier. Let's say this one I bent a little bit in here in the corner, but that's not a big deal. I can just bend it, straighten it out, and there we go. It's not a big deal. So you just don't want to bend like a really horribly. After all, it's not. It's just to hold the keyboard in place. I can see there's a rivets in here. We need to knock these ones out. There we go. All good. Now we need to check this one out. So we have the back plate rivets on here. So we're gonna collect these ones. Make sure you don't trash your screws. So we can see a whole bunch of rivets right in here. So we're gonna, there you go. So this is just one part. Now we're gonna get the keyboard out. The keyboard is not working, so pretty much doesn't matter if it gets bent or not. Just lift it up and put your hand so it doesn't come to your face, and bring it up, wiggle around, and it will come out. And there we go. Oh, I can see the liquid went right in between them. So we're gonna put that to one side, shake it. All right. We're just gonna make sure that all the rivets are nicely cleaned out. We don't want to knock them out. We just want to make sure that there's no extra plastic that will prevent it from sitting down. Just double check everything. All right. We're gonna grab our keyboard, the new keyboard, and we're gonna sit it down, and it should align. Ooh, this keyboard is not aligning. Why is not aligning? Who knows? Because they shipped me with a wrong keyboard. So I'm gonna put a pause on this one. I'm gonna order the new keyboard. This is what I'm saying. Always make sure that you get the right keyboard. This one is a little bit too small for this one. So let's see what happens. All right. So I'm gonna talk to the provider and we're gonna get the new keyboard. I got in the replacement keyboard because the one they gave me was a little short. So I got the right one. I'll leave the link for the correct one, but this one is perfectly aligned. As you can see, there's some liquid damage in here inside, and this is the new keyboard. Right. So before we install it, we want to make sure it fits. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna flip it over, and we are gonna sit down the keyboard, and it should nicely align just like this. You can get the one with the backlit, but if you get the backlit on the board, they don't have the connection on the board, so don't get any with the backlight. Otherwise, they will give you the cable, but with there will be no connection coming to it. All right, now that we got the keyboard in place, we are gonna put this top cover on. This cover goes just like this, I believe. And I believe this keyboard has to go underneath this, coming through here. Just like that. All right. Now that we got it in place, we need to melt down the rivets on this keyboard so it holds down the keyboard in place. So what I do, I'm gonna use my solder station. This is a TS100, and it's a really portable solder station. You're gonna put a tip on it, heat it up, and what we're gonna do here, we're gonna melt the rivets on top here. We're gonna hold it and melt it and just cool it down quickly. If you don't have enough plastic here, you can grab the space bar from the old keyboard, just rip it apart, and the plastic from here, you can use it to melt on top of this old keyboard. So right now, let's see. I'm gonna push it down here. Don't press too much in, otherwise it's gonna come up from the other side. Just a little bit of melting, and that's it. That's what you want to do. You want to do this all around, as many as you can. You don't have to go crazy doing every one of them. It's absolutely not necessary. Just as long as you do a few, and that's it. The keyboard is not going to go anywhere. It's just going to stay the same place. I'm just going to double check, make sure that the This was going to go underneath and it has to come out from here. So let's put this one in here. Just make sure. Yep, it goes like that. All right, let's flip it over and check, make sure all the keys are coming out from this side perfectly fine, leveled up. And we can see the keys are perfectly aligned. There's no deep or up space in here. Everything is sitting there fine. All right, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna put it back together. Let's grab this bridge side here that we removed. This is the power on switch that is right in here. We're gonna place that one in here. And the screws for this one has only one screw. We're gonna get to it. Let's get the motherboard. Put the motherboard in place. Where we slide the keyboard connector in there, we're gonna grab this connector. We're gonna open up the jack. It's for a trackpad. Push it in, lock it down. The bridge connector goes in, and flip over the lock. The battery, I think it was somewhere over here. Just put it there. You're gonna grab the few screws, two tiny black screws. They go by the power jack. Remember, right? And the chrome tiny ones, they go over the motherboard. One right between the RAM, one in the corner by the CMOS battery, and this one was on the top portion right there. Once we have that one in there, we can, I think this one goes over like that. We're gonna get the screen. We are gonna put the screen underneath, and we are gonna scoop the whole hinges and everything like this. Go scoop it right in, and then bring it down. Run the cable for the LCD flex cable. Open up the jack, push down the flex cable in there, lock it down, close up the hinge. The hinge is really tough. I'm gonna loosen up the hinge. They're really, really tough. So what I'm gonna do in here, I'm gonna open it up. You can grab up pliers and loosen up this bolt a little bit. Or if you have this tool set, they give you this bit. With this one, you can just rotate a little bit so it becomes a little bit more loose. So it don't break the bases of the hinges. And we're gonna scoop again. Bring the flex cable. In 45-degree angle goes inside the connector and sits down and lock it down. Bring up the hinge. Put this Wi-Fi cables antennas between the groove right in the corner. Close up the lid, the hinge. These speaker cables go right in here. Plug in the speaker cable. Grab the fan. This fan, you want to zigzag this cable first over. And make sure this cable stays on top. And bring it and set it down. Make sure the screw holes are matching. Plug in the fan connector, slide the fan connector inside the jack. Push it in there. Put one long screw where the motherboard meets the fan and two short screws around the fan. You're gonna grab the Wi-Fi board. Before we put it down, we're gonna connect the cables. Just pop them in. They go straight in. They make a tiny click sound, and then push down the Wi-Fi board in the slot and bring it down and put a tiny screw right over. Move the cable, slide them around, and there we go. The SSD storage, we're gonna put it at the end. First, we're gonna put two screws on this hinge. one right in here, one in the corner in the other side, and two screws on the other side. And this tiny screw is for the board in here, not there. It was there on the top portion. There we go. All right, so pretty much we have it ready to go. The Wi-Fi adapter, the hard drive adapter goes in again if you want to plug it in. Remember, this one was missing the hard drive. Plug it in there. Grab the battery. Make sure the battery is evenly connected inside the connector right there. And then you want to align the screw holes and put the 3 screws on the battery. In this case, I only have 1 screw. There should be 3 of them, and they carry for the hard drive. Let's go once for all, plug in the SSD drive in there. And I'm going to boot it up. I'm going to try to see if I can get to the BIOS. All right, so pushing this cable in the groove. Bring the bottom cover on. Put it on top, push down the front, the side. You want to hear those big click sounds. That's what you want to hear. Before you can test it out by just putting the back corner screws, the long ones. Remember, the short screws goes in the front row right in here, and the long ones goes mid towards the back. These corner back ones are the important ones. Those are the hinges. So put that one in and put the one in the middle, and then you can run few tests to see how it works, and then you can come back and put down the rest. Ooh, look at the hinge. It opens up really soft, easy. Gonna power on. Press F2 or F1. Just spam them, and I should get to the BIOS. If the keyboard works, it does get me to my escape. Arrow keys, up, up, down. Everything is working fine. And there we go. And this is how you can replace your keyboard for your Lenovo Ideapad 3 model 15IIL05. Again, I hope you guys like this video and helped you guys out. If you have any question or requests, feel free to leave them in a video comment. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.